this is it then. First 8 for the title. Either Joe Cullen returns to the winner's circle in PDC darts for the first time in 2 years, or Peter Wright continues his astonishing winning run. The German Darts Masters World yesterday's Players Championship 19, and he's looking to add Players Championship 20 to his. I'm Dan Dawson. Chris Murphy joins me for this final. It is Snakebite versus the Rockstar. They have both been playing scintillating darts, but Wright has been on another planet, especially for the last two and a half hours.
Yes. Doing some staggering stuff this afternoon. Averages in 3 figures like they're going out of fashion. Under 102.8 since his very first match today. That was the average with which he just beat Adrian Gray. 7-2 in the semi-finals, the same scoreline that saw Adrian Lewis progress. Sorry, saw Joe Cullen progress against Adrian Lewis. Snakebite getting it right early on. Showing Joe Cullen what he's up against. And he is up against it. Peter Wright carries on throwing like this.
11 dart start for Peter Snakebite. He's now won 27 of the last 30 legs he has played. It is a display of dominance which I am struggling to remember a similar one in the Pro Tour events. I remember when Mickey Mansell played 4 games in a row and only lost, I think, 2 legs, something like that. But even Mickey, in the most purple patch of his entire career, was not averaging what Snakebite has been doing in this spell. Matt Clark 6-0, Desvan 6-1, Devon Peterson 6-0, and Adrian Gray 7-2. Just winning a leg against Snakebite right now is an incredibly thing to do.
Threatened to win the match. Over 9-dart finish, drew back-to-back 180s. That took his tally for the afternoon up to 26. Peter Wright, in fact, just one. The way that they're hitting 180s, you would expect there to be one in every single leg in this five producing so far today.
Well, we had one in leg 1. Here's the one for leg 2.
You watch by them. Cullen can't complete the combination check out, and Peter Wright is sharking around him, waiting to strike the blow. He loved double top this week, and he hits it again to double his lead in this final. And it would be, as you mentioned, Dan, a 3rd title in the space of 5 days. Only Michael van Gerwen has ever managed anything like it. 3 in 3 days he managed here in Barnsley when we had a triple header of Players Championship events here a couple of years ago. That actually took him to 4 in 5 days because he won the European Tour event the Sunday before as well.
Well, Snakebite, he won the title yesterday, having more than 100 for the day. He comes into this final averaging an incredible 103.5 for the day. At the moment, he's set to increase that. But I don't think even Gerwyn Price's double-header of victories earlier on this year would eclipse this in terms of the standard of darts he's been playing, although Cullen himself has been averaging 99, so superb stuff. We already had the 180 for the need fire one in.
They've now hit 50 between them for the afternoon. I'm not sure we'll have seen more than the amount that Peter Wright has hit for the afternoon before. Certainly if he carries on at this rate. 61 to win the last leg. Treble 7 for double top. But he can still do it. 14. the top of the shop. This time he can't find it, and Cullen has a chance to cancel out that break of throw.
Did he stay there? No, he went double-double. I thought the lie was quite inviting for treble 20. I think that last dart is a mistake, but he's probably not expecting Peter Wright to miss because he's not been missing all day, all week.
Well, he can slide it inside. That's right, has a 3-leg lead. An average of 107. It's about where he's been for the last couple of hours.
Just to put that in context, 107, that's a 14-darter every single.
Never mind, 14. We want fewer than that. We have had a 180 every leg. In fact, we've had more 180s than legs in this match. 100.
Well, he's knocked the 21 off, so simple maths from now on for Peter Wright.
He's now wrapped up 30 maximums. 40. Cullen has a good chance to get a leg on the board and just halt the parade in this final.
The only thing that worries him is a max, and he's not going to get it. In fact, he doesn't get the ton 40 that would have led him to a finish, so Cullen can go whatever route he wants. Treble 15, I would think. No, well, that's the danger. A little smirk from Cullen, but he's aiming at the bullseye, and then he hit it. But he has left double 4, and Joe Cullen is... There were some stats, a year or two ago that said he was the best double 4 hitter in the world, and then when he realised that, he started missing it. But let's see.
2. Wild double 1. No score, and Peter Wright is becoming perhaps the best double top hitter in the world, certainly in the space of the last few days. Cover shot, double 10. There it is, and Peter Wright has raced into a 4-leg lead, and it is looking increasingly likely that he will pick up another time. And let's not forget that in the first part of this season, it was said that Peter Wright was on the slide.
He has hit a 180 in every single leg of this final. He is averaging close to 110 for the time today. PDC titles. That's the total that Peter Wright has after yesterday's victory. If he wins this match, his run will be extended to 19 games. Sorry, 18 games, I beg your pardon. If he can extend that for another 5 after this final, he would become the World Match Play champion. And people's views about how likely he is to win at Blackpool Winter Gardens surely have shifted massively in the space of less than a week. I think Joe Cullen has done himself a lot of good in the afternoon, because this is the best I've seen Joe Cullen play over an extended period, over an entire day. Probably in a year, probably since last year's European Championship, but certainly last year's match play.
Carried on in the final for Cullen. But Wright hasn't let it carry on for Cullen because he has picked up where he left. 106 average, 5-0 lead. Becoming a practice game for Peter Wright.
Well, look, Joe Cullen hasn't been in a PDC final since he won his 2 titles in quick succession back in 2017. It is 2 years, and it's about time that he found himself in these situations, because he was excellent in the big TV tournaments last year, but the floor form kind of went away from him. I still get around the fact that Joe Cullen has never made a Euro Tour final. But if he carries on playing in this manner, I firmly believe he will do. The problem that Joe Cullen had, that he hadn't go away from him at the start of this year, but this is a great sign. Unfortunately, he has walked in to some of the most incredible darts that we've seen over a sustained period from anyone on the Pro Tour over the last few years.
You mentioned the word dominance at the start of this final, and Michael van Gerwen has undoubtedly been the in world darts, certainly since Phil Taylor started winding down. He decides to have the week off, and you know that players think, I've got a better chance, the world number one's not here, and then Peter Wright raises his game to this kind of level and is just playing darts from another planet. Cullen has the chance here to get a leg on the board. He's up top. Let's not forget, Dan, that this could have all been prevented had Alan Norris hit a dart at a double earlier on this afternoon in a bizarre match where he averaged about 18 points less than Peter Wright but had a dart to beat him. Cullen lands his to get a leg on the board.
Yeah, I see. Alan Norris, he averaged 103 against him, more than 103. I did go to a last leg decider. I didn't even realise that Norris had got a match done.
Peter didn't hit a maximum in leg 6, the first leg where he's failed to do so. But the match has had 6 maximums in as many legs.
Oh, look out Vincent van der Voort in the first round of the World Match Play, because Peter Wright is going to go to Blackpool in the most sensational form. Here now, we are in the 7th leg. And Joe Cullen, look, Adrian Lewis put him through his paces in the semi. Every time AD did something good, Joe Cullen hit back with something twice as good. It is impossible to do that against Peter Wright in this form.
Remarkable run from Wright. Let's not underestimate what Cullen's done today. Beat Gerwin Price, cross and Jermaine Wasserman, and before that win against Lewis in the semi-finals. Peter Wright just unplayable, not just in this final, not just on this day, but all week. And it goes on. Peter Wright is now just 2 legs away from making a hat-trick of titles in the space of 5 days.
Look, we don't have the statistics for finishing in these Players' Championship events, but I would be fascinated and probably a little terrified to see Peter Wright on double top and double 10 over the last 48 hours here in Barnsley, because he just does not miss.
Turnaround ahead of the big one in Blackpool. Wright hadn't won a title at all before he and Gary Anderson headed to the World Cup, representing Scotland, and brought home the bacon. All of a sudden, he's going to be heading to the World Match Play with another title under his belt. 2 in as many days, 3 in the space of a week. But shots to really bruise Joe Cullen here.
Another in there. Leaves double 16. This absolute brutality. Name a player, name anyone, name Van Gerwen, name Taylor. This is right up there. What Peter Wright has done over the last week, it is unreal and unplayable.
Well, brutal is the right word. Joe Cullen poised with a simple finish, and Peter Wright says, no way, not today, Joe. 108 average. Another ton 40, and even when he hasn't third dart, I mean, how many times times he had the first two in the treble 20 in this match. It's been quite remarkable. Relentless stuff.
Look, Joe Cullen today, the Grand Slam champion going price, second seed, taken out 6-2. Rob Cross, the world number 2, taken out 6-4. They're the two favourites, or among the two favourites, to come for his half. In Adrian Lewis, of course, who's a former finalist in the match play, he's taken care of all of them. And there's just been no answer to this map. It is breathtaking from Peter Wright. It is one of the most dominant displays I've ever seen in a Pro Tour from anyone. He has won 33 of the last 37 legs he's played. He's dropped 4 in nearly 40.
So filling up the treble 19 to leave 1-3-2. Interestingly, Cullen could face the same run of games at the match play. If he beats Ian White, he could face Gerwyn Price in round 2, Rob Cross in the quarter-finals, and then Peter Wright in the semis.
And that might be that, because there has been only one outcome when Peter Wright has been left on tops over the last week, and that is he hits it and wins.
It would be fitting, because Peter Wright has been the top dog in the world of darts. Still few days for Peter Wright. 3 titles in the space of 5 days. The German Master weekend, and he's followed it up with a double here in Barnsley Tuesday and Wednesday, and will head in a very different mood. He might have just built a bit of fear factor into many of his opponents. 105 average in the final today. Peter Wright does the double and takes the Players' Championship 20 title.